Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to the post-race press conference here at the Motor Grand Prix of Japan at the Mobility Resort Motegi. Round 16 completed, and it's a double victory in the Sprint and Grand Prix here for Ducati Lenovo rider Pecco Bagnaia, of course, the reigning world champion. Second from the fourth row of the grid, Terima Racing's Jorge Martin, and completing the podium, a second podium of the weekend for Gresini Racing's Marquez. Gentlemen, congratulations to all three of you. Pecco, will start the press conference with you. Pretty much the perfect weekend. The sprint victory yesterday, a fantastic win in the Grand Prix, the maximum 37 points you could have taken. As we mentioned in commentary, that was the Motegi masterclass, perfection from you. How happy are you with that victory here today, Pecco, in Japan?
I'm very, very happy because it's the first time that I'm that fast here. So I was expecting to have more difficulties, but we managed to work perfectly from the start of the weekend, and I would like to keep this weekend as an example in my mind to try to repeat for the next ones, because I think we did everything in a perfect way, and today in the race we were so smooth and good. So happy. I want to say thanks to my team that again did a fantastic job, and let's move on to the next ones.
Your 8th win of the season, which is your best ever in MotoGP. You're obviously in great form. We saw Jorge very fast. He did a 1:45 flat on lap 21. Did you have everything under control, or were you quite worried at that stage that he maybe was going to come and attack you?
I managed to have this 1.5 seconds and after the start, and I was thinking to recover this gap he had to push a lot on the tires, and to arrive in the last part of the race will not be easy. And then when I saw that he was closing it, I was just trying to change a bit my braking because I was struggling a bit to stop the bike, and my bike was shaking a lot in that part, so it was not easy. But as soon as he did it, I tried to improve a bit the pace, and I opened it again. But it was not easy. Today the pace was incredible. I think we did much faster than 2 years ago, and it's great. And if you look at the gap behind of the riders, it's incredible. The fifth on the classified arrived at 17 seconds. So the first 4 riders did an amazing pace, and will be like this till Valencia, I think.
Yeah, continuing Ducati's amazing record. That's now 13 successive Sunday wins for Ducati. The 900th Grand Prix actually today for Italy as well. So congratulations, Pecco. We'll move on then to second place, Jorge Martin. Jorge, it's never easy to get a podium in MotoGP on the front row of the grid. So starting from the 4th row, it was always going to be a tough race. A fantastic race though for you. Second in that Grand Prix, you pushed so hard to pressure Pecco, but having started 11th, you must be super happy with that second.
Yeah, for sure I am happy. I could be a bit more happy if I was in front of Pecco, but today the target was to be on the podium, and we achieved it. Starting from 11th was difficult. I did a great start, but not as good as yesterday, so I had to recover a lot of positions. You know, to overtake Marc, Enea, Brad was difficult. They are super strong in braking, so I had to take some more risk than yesterday. But then the pace was good. I was a bit faster than yesterday, and yeah, the main issue was when I closed the gap to Pecco, and I'm less than half a second, I started to have problems with the front, as we all know. So it was quite difficult. But even though I never gave up, I was trying, and yeah, it was 3 to go or 4 to go when I was so close. But I had a big moment in corner 3, so I said, okay, it's time to stop. I did a great job, so I have to be happy with second.
You did that 1:45 flat on lap 21, and the gap was coming down. Did you think at one stage, Jorge, you had the pace to close it and maybe attack?
Yeah, for sure I was. As soon as I started to close the gap, I saw Pecco was a bit wide in corner 11 twice. So I say, okay, he's pushing also to the 100%. So we were both, you know, was a big battle from some distance. We weren't quite close, so I never had the chance to make any move. But I put some pressure on him, trying to force him, but he was super strong and really clever also.
Amazing job today, Jorge. Congratulations to you and the team once again. Completing the podium then, 3rd place to Gresini Racing's Marquez. Marc, it was a very hard-fought 24 laps, as it was in the sprint yesterday, a personal duel with Enea Bastianini, it seems, here this weekend. You got the better of him today. Talk us through your race.
Yeah, I mean, we did A good comeback. The good first lap. Martin first lap was better, but even Miller was even better than us because we were there recovering a lot of positions. But yeah, then when I was on that third place, they were a bit too far already. I tried to keep going, and then in some point I said, okay, now I will attack. But on that attack, it means take more risk on the break points, and I went wide to turn one. I lose 1.5 seconds in one lap. But from that point, just start the second race that was trying to control Bastianini. I was a bit scared for that last laps because he was super fast. Even we were riding on that 45 lows, but he was even catching me. But I felt good. I mean, we started the weekend far from these two guys, but we finished quite close. So not enough, but we are on the way.
As you say, Marc, in those last laps you were the fastest rider on circuit because the pressure was coming from Ines. So there are plenty of positives to take from this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, quite positive things to understand well, especially because looks like this weekend I was super fast with that soft tire and for that time attack, but a little bit struggling more with that medium rear tire. That on the other races was completely opposite, so we need to understand why.
And just quickly, guys, before we move on to questions from the media, we did see our first world champion crowned today, Moto3 star David Alonso. I know all of us in this room are big fans of him. I know you three guys certainly are. Pecco, you've been keeping a close eye on David. What an incredible job he's done this year.
I think he won 10 races in a single season, and in a Moto3 category where it's like a jungle doing the races. So he's the master of the last 3 laps, and I think he's much stronger than anybody else. So in that category, so I'm happy for him. I'm happy for the team because it's the same as me when I was in Moto3. The same technicians, same mechanics. So happy for them. They did a superlative job, and they deserve all what they had, because I think to win in Moto3 with 4 races to go is something that not everybody can do it.
Yeah, he's done an incredible job. What about you, Jorge? You must be very impressed with David Alonso this year.
Yeah, for sure. Congrats to him and his team. I know the team from when I was in Aspar, so I'm super happy for them. Yesterday, I found him in the elevator going to the room to sleep, and he was still asking me how to do it. So for sure, he didn't need advice. But yeah, he knew already his strategy. Really, he's quite clever, and I think he's really mature for his age. So for sure, I think in less than 3 years we'll be battling with us in MotoGP.
Giving you guys a hard time in the future. Marc, I know you know David very, very well. You know how talented he is. What an incredible job he's done this year.
Yeah, I mean, love it with David. I mean, especially because he's this kind of guys that, he's fast, super talent, but fits on the ground, have the charisma. So yeah, I mean, can be, and I think will be if I need to bet a great champion. Already is a champion, but a better champion in the future. But now it's time to just enjoy it. The kid need time to. Next year we'll do some mistakes with Moto2, but yeah, don't put a lot of pressure to him because he's super young, and I hope and I wish he can arrive in the top level. That means MotoGP.
Loved his celebration as well. With his
asking me what I was eating for breakfast. He was there.
He was asking you.
In Aragon, he asked. In Aragon, he asked me what I was eating before the race. Today, he asked me what I'm eating in the breakfast. So I think he's keeping all the things in, and is something that you don't see in every young rider. So this is great.
He's like a sponge, taking in all that information. And I love this celebration today with his first pocket bike that he started his journey to the World Championship. Okay, questions please now from the media. Thank you very much.
Michel Turcot, Motor Revue. Question for all of you guys. It seems that the brake are on the limit on this track. Do you feel that something has to be done to reduce the speed or the aero, or something to be more efficient with the brakes? Or are you already at the limit?
We have to say that for the first time, the 355 brakes were a bit on the limit. It's the first time that is happening. But from my side, I think the performance is improving a lot. The bike is so stable in that part, and our bike is so good on the brakes. So I don't know what to do to improve it, but I think we need another step from the front tire, because right now the rear tire is super good, and is helping a lot, is braking us a lot, and the front is still the one of last year. So the rear is pushing a bit the front, but in this moment everything is fine, and I don't think it's on the limit.
Yeah, for me, I didn't have any problems with braking, so maybe I have to brake a bit more late because everything was okay. I think we are braking even later than other seasons, so, and I didn't have problems, so for me it's not the main issue.
For me, it's a nightmare. I mean, since Misano, I have a lot of problems, so yeah, I don't know if it's because we are braking later, if it's because we are more demanding on the brakes, but yeah, honestly speaking, I have a lot of problems.
Hi, Mela Chercoles, Diario AJ, San Cadena Ser. A question to Pecco. Congratulations for the victory. It's possible that before the podium you told Martin that you will sign to arrive Valencia with the same points, and in this case, wait.
He said to he will.
He said, Martin said, and what do you think about this?
I think it's okay.
For you, it's okay. Why?
I will try to manage to catch back and to overtake him, but I think could be a good situation to arrive in Valencia with the same point, and whoever won is the champion. So it's something that is not happening from many seasons. I think the last time we saw it was in Valencia with in Moto3 category with Salom, Viñales, and Rins in 2013. Was that, and could be different, but we are in a situation where it's very easy to do mistakes, to crash. We are on the limit always, and we are playing around 10, 5, 8 points each weekend. So it's quite tricky, quite tough. I think years ago was more like this, because when you were watching races by 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, Marc, Vale, Lorenzo, and Pedrosa were fighting. They were always in the top 4 or before with Casey, and was something different compared the championship offer now. And the championship, I think, is moving on that direction right now, because the ones that are stronger are always at the top. And in the last part of the from 3-4 races from the start of the championship, we started to see that me and Jorge were always at the top, and Marc closed the gap, Enea closed the gap, so we are always us in the top 4 positions. And if you look also to the gap today, we make the difference again.
Simon Patterson from the race. Marc, you had a good view of these two guys battling. You've had a few last lap battles of your own here, and I think you said in Parc Fermé that it looked super boring, the race. Why is it super boring? What do we need to do to fix it?
I mean, it was boring because no overtakes, and I love overtakes. But it's true that Pecco did the perfect strategy that was starting on first position and push, just manage the tires, but try to open the gap, because he knows that Martin and me start behind. But yeah, I mean, these kind of circuits where stop and go, if you are behind somebody, you are losing a lot of performance on the braking, and then you don't gain on the exit because the aerodynamics. So yeah, makes the life a lot of more difficult, and you just can overtake the guy in front if you are 3-4 tenths faster. If you are just 1 tenth faster, it's impossible.
Okay, guys, I think the media are happy. So Pecco, Jorge, and Marc, congratulations. We'll see you in Australia in 2 weeks.